Welcome to this episode of Think, Learn, Do. So for this episode, I wanted to try and implement an idea I came up with to solve a problem I've been having recently, which is I leave the garage door open all the time. And apparently this is because as I get much older, my short-term memory just isn't working anymore, and it drives me crazy. So thinking about this problem, one thing that I've noticed is, this is probably fairly obvious, but when it's closed, the garage door is vertical, and when it's open, it goes to horizontal. So I think I can detect the state change using a simple, once again, my simple tilt switch. And I use these with my monster stompers, and they were really sensitive, but I think this will work better for this application. So quick review, there's a ball in there. Don't know if you can hear that or not. And when it's up, the ball's down here at the bottom of the tube. And then as it transitions to like this, something more like this, the ball goes from here to here. And if you measure the resistance between these two pins when the ball's down, it registers it's open. If you measure it when it's up like that, it measures it's closed. The current can flow through there. So with my garage door, right, the switch is going to be like this. If I tilt this just right, as it transitions to here, you can see that the ball is going to move all the way to the bottom of the tube. And if I put it right up the top, regardless of how open it is, it should be able to detect it as open. So that's the plan. So to detect that change, I'm going to use my handy dandy Nodemcu. Right now I'm just prototyping this, so I'm just going to put it on the breadboard. So I think I'm going to mount it something like that on the door. As it comes over, it goes down. Since it's going to be on my Nodemcu, and we're not going to have hardwired power to this, you're going to have to use some batteries. And since it's running on batteries, I don't want it to run all the time, so we're going to have to use some deep sleep. So the deep sleep mode's on the Nodemcu. With the most deep sleep, or the deepest sleep you can get into, it pulls about 20 microamps is what I found. And with 20 microamps, that should be giving me plenty of time to run this. Hopefully I won't have to replace the batteries every couple of days. And then so the problem with the deep sleep is I can't check the pin state while it's sleeping. So with it in deep sleep, I'm going to have it wake up every minute and check the state of the tilt switch. And I think that'll probably give me a pretty good resolution to know if the garage door is open or not. I guess I'm just assuming that if it's open and closed within 60 seconds, I don't really care. Then just our usual thing, if it detects the garage door open by it being like this, I'll have it wait a certain amount of time and then send out my usual email or my signal to my server, and it'll just be running Node.js. It'll do the GET request to the Node.js server, send an email to me letting me know that my garage door is open. So let's give this a try. With the deep sleep, I have to have a connection between this pins D0 over to my reset pin, which I don't know if you can't even see those. That's awesome. That way, it can wake up on a timer from deep sleep. So once again, with this tilt switch, I'm just going to use the input pull-up on the pin, and that way I can just connect one GPIO to one side, one leg, and the other GPIO to ground. Something like that. Let's test this out. Alright, so I've got it hooked up to my computer. You can see my tilt switch, and then it should show what's happening here on the serial monitor. It's just running Arduino, so we should see it pop up and say the door is not open, because the door is not open. Great. Okay, we'll go back to sleep for 30 seconds. And now let's mimic having this like it's lying up against the door. The door's closed, it's vertical. So the door's still not open. Okay, so now as we come up over like this, I should mimic kind of it being tilted, that top panel being kind of open. I should say the door is open and then make the connection and contact the server. Alright, here goes our alert. Alright, I got it. Alright, and then assuming that the door is completely open. Excellent. So that's looking promising. Okay, so it sent it. And then let's say the door comes back. I come out and close the door. Door not open. Alright, so we're ready to stick this on the door somehow. Though first, I do want to show you what the deep sleep looks like, so we'll do that next. I've got my Nodemcu hooked up through my multimeter so we can measure the amperage. And it's running off my power supply over here on the side. I just want to show how much amperage we're using when we're deep sleeping. Now, from what I had read online, it's supposed to be like, what, 26 microamps? We're going to see it's probably not quite that. Okay, power supply's on. Let's restore my milliamps. Okay, so you can see we're pulling 9 milliamps when we're deep sleeping. My guess is, or from what I've read online, is that we're probably having some quiescent current usage, where no matter how much amperage we're using in the circuit, there's an amount that is always used, probably by the voltage regulator and the other components on here. Okay, and it just did its wake up and we saw that blip. I mean, it's still waking up. Let's see what it looks like when it tries to send out the email or make the GET request. Look at that, 77 milliamps while running the Wi-Fi. Up to 100. Wow. That's going to make it rather difficult to make this run off batteries with that kind of current usage. I'm going to have to come up with a better solution. But for right now, we can try this out on the garage door, and if ever it works like I expect it to. Here it is attached to the garage door. I call this bomb on wall style mounting. Got my Nodemcu up here with the tilt switch, and power over here. Just 3 AAA batteries right now. Definitely not going to last very long, but I just need to test it now and see if it works. I'm gonna hook up the power, see if we get. I saw a blinky light, so that's a good sign. I think, I don't know if I got that good enough. Let me try again. Okay, so since we have this set up so it's vertical right now, we should get an email. Not yet, it's a good sign. We can tell when it wakes up by seeing if it blinks. There's a status light on the ESP that blinks when it wakes up. Okay, I woke up. I'm going to say that's looking pretty good with no email coming through. Next up, let's try it by raising it up a little bit. Alright, didn't fall off the garage door, which is a plus. Oh, there's the blink. Let's see if we get an email. There it is, the garage door got left open. I'll call that a success. That was a good project. Thoughts for next time I approach this, we're going to have to come up with a better solution for our power issue. Pulling 9 milliamps while it's deep sleeping is going to make me change batteries like every other day, so that's horrible. We need to come up with a better mounting system, and probably a nice case to put it in, but there's not much else I want to do on this. Probably need to make some changes on the software side. Right now it'll just keep sending you the email if your garage door is left open, which sounds really annoying, so I might change it so it sounds like every 10 minutes or so while the garage door is open, or only while it changes state. That would be an interesting change to make. But that was fun, and can't wait to revisit this one. Thanks for watching.